So here we are with episode 12, the final episode of the many sides of voice actor radio. Last episode, Yasumi finally asked Yuuhi for advice, so we'll just have to see how this advice will help her in the most important recording of her career, probably? I think so. Anyways, we'll just have to see what's going to happen in this episode. If you guys like the video, like the video. If you dislike it, dislike it. I do have my full length up on Patreon and early access in the YouTube memberships. Other than that, let us get started. Alright. Adheating to people around you. Yeah, and then that makes your performance even worse. Mm-hmm. This is my acting. Do you submit? No. Almost like a fake it till you make it, you know? Yeah. Doesn't care how long you've been, as long as you are professional, right? It's a dog-eat-dog world out here. Oh? Ooh, thought she was cool? Here I am going to your solo recording session. She's coming here as support. Come on. Alright, what are these words of wisdom? Ono-san. Yeah, that's the blonde. Yeah. Oh wow, she's doing it out of love? Which means that if bothers to talk to somebody. Oh yeah, it is tough love. You know, as I grew up, I started to not really enjoy tough love as much. It's not really my thing, you know. She's like, I'm also talented. Ooh. Just go full speed. Where your brakes are busted. Ooh! Oh shit! So basically, like how when she first started voice acting, right? She was like, no, all gas, no brakes. And yet we chose you. Damn, dog. Talk about a backhanded compliment. Ooh, 120. Ooh, it's supposed to be a solo recording session. But they're here for you. The tsundere textbook is your... Wouldn't she be a kudere more like? Anyways. Alright. This is my acting. Alright, let's go. I just love the silence between all of this. Damn, you feel that in your heart? Yeah, a lot of parallels. Damn, dude. She's sweating out here. I was thinking, I'm like, did Yuuhi not say her lines there? But nobody said anything, so I'm like, okay. That's it. That's the end of the episode. Very nice. She got so caught up in it, she's just like, oh, we're done! They're all so shooketh, they're just like, whoa! You got really into character. Just wiping her sweat. Yeah, I was like, she did sound a little scared. A little intimidated. I'm only wiping one cheek of yours. Wipe the other cheek yourself. So much potential for growth. Oh my god, they just walk off into the darkness. She's leaving all upset. It was fucking great. They're really trying to get Yuuhi to admit it. How dare you try to get me to speak out my feelings? Ooh! Ooh! Damn, just left her in the elevator. Recorded. Hit the air. Okay. Still far off in the future. Alright. Just gave us a little snippet. Oh, the one that's, yeah, the one that feels like they're troubling their teammates, right? Okay. Yeah. Oh, good for you. What? Uh-oh. Obvious yuribait. They can just talk about what they really hate about each other, and that can just translate to love. Yeah, like, it doesn't have to be lovey-dovey. You know, you just make it really obvious, like, hey, we don't hate each other, alright? We just tolerate one another. Yuuhi's lisses. She has nice tits. Ooh, you helped make your own lunch? Domestic goddess vibes. Fucking Yasumi's out here like, oh, obvious yuribait, but also Yasumi to Wakana. Do you guys often go separately? You guys are going the same direction. What? Remember that day? Oh, we're going through all of, like, the recap spots. An assignment this challenging. Just do it. You got big bitties. What if we just make up stuff? Ooh, going on a little detour to I forgot this is still the recap area, so we yeah, remind of all the things that we've done. So that was like second episode? Second, I think? First? Second. Wow, you're both jealous of each other. We'll be fawning over each other. Wow, the managers are just listening together and talking about it? Live commentary. They're suffering. These are all the things I fucking hate about you. Ow, the shin. Alright. Really ends with, please say nice things about each other. Credits. And then there's nothing after the credits, it looks like. Okay. Alright, this was a nice, rather tepid finale, I feel. Definitely kind of just a, you know, the show goes on and all that. So, alright. That's the end of the show, so I guess I'll just go right back to the center. Alright, so that was episode 12 of the many sides of Voice Actor Radio. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below, or in the new UI. It's probably on this side or something. So, for me, I thought that this was, well, I said it. I thought that it was, well, I didn't say it was a good conclusion, but I'm saying it here now, right? I thought it was a nice conclusion to the whole recording spiel, but at the same time, it also does feel like a bit of a tepid ending in the way that, again, it's like the show just kind of goes on, and that's just sort of it, you know? I feel like there's really nothing too much for me to say, other than, like, well, here in the beginning, with Yuuhi giving advice to Yasumi, right? Which Yuuhi's advice is just basically fake it till you make it. Yeah, you're out here intimidated by all these professionals, all these veterans, that like you're trying a little bit too hard. So you gotta be like me, you know, just come out with your chest puffed up and just fucking act, you know, fucking show them. Basically dominate over everybody else, right? Even if you're a newcomer or whatnot, right? You gotta come in here and show your skills to everybody. And that's what Yuuhi says, right? This is my acting, right? Submit to me. So, I like that that's what Yuuhi says. And then, when it is time to get to the recording, Yasumi decided that I'm gonna show them my acting. The same thing that Yuuhi told her to do. And it's so fucking good that, like, Yasumi ends up getting right into character, that Yuuhi is just over here looking at Yasumi and just, like, fucking intimidated by her. It's just like, oh my god. And I love that towards the end, I think it was Mori? I think it was Mori who asked the director, the sound director, Sugishita, who was just like, it's just like, hey, do you think it was alright for Yuuhi, or for whatever the name of Yuuhi's character is, for her to sound scared? And I was just like, yo, that's so funny. She was so intimidated by Yasumi that, like, she was scared during the, which also really helps with, like, how batshit insane the Yasumi's character is, right? So then for Yuuhi's character to get a little intimidated, but, like, for her to get intimidated IRL as well. Good shit, dude. Good shit. I will say, you know, good on Mori and Ono for, for coming in to help with the recording and all of that, even though it was just supposed to be a solo recording. I mean, the same thing goes with Yuuhi as well, where she came to the solo recording, even though it's supposed to only be Yasumi. We also had Yuuhi talk about Mori and how Mori gives her lectures and everything, and it's just like, well, you know that she doesn't really give lectures often, and it's because she just has a grain of an idea that if you're going to quit after all of this, then there's like there's no need to bother to lecture you and whatnot, you know, be showing some tough love and all that. And as I said during the reaction, as I've grown up, I'm not exactly a big fan of tough love and all that. That's kind of something that that goes around my family a lot, and like that's, I mean, the whole like tough love thing with my family is like the biggest reason why I have like this major anxiety in the first place. So I'm like, I don't think tough love works for me. It works for other people, you know, but it definitely doesn't work for me. And, you know, it might work for Yasumi as well, because Yasumi continues to step forward even through all of this adversity. So after the recording, as you can see, Yasumi has now gotten the respect of Mori and Ono. Ono's just out here with her handkerchief, just wiping one side of Yasumi's cheek only. She needs to do the other one by herself. And Mori goes up to Yasumi to ask, like, what's your age and what's your year, you know, how many years you've been acting? And so she's practically young. She's 17. She's only been doing this for 3 years. So Mori is just like, youth. This is why I hate youthful people. Y'all can just transform into anything you want. But also, we have this moment when the both of them came in and, like, Mori was just always like, I'm not here to do this for you, you know? And so Ono's just like, that's right out of the tsundere textbooks. And I'm just like, you son of a bitch. You know my rules. If they get outed as a tsundere, all sins are forgiven. So, Mori has been cleansed now. I love this part where she just runs away, Yuuhi, I mean, and Yasumi has to catch up to her, because, like, Yuuhi's still feeling that, you know? She's just like, oh my god, Jesus fucking Christ, Yasumi's acting is just so good. Meanwhile, fucking Yasumi's over here like, you know, I was so surprised it ended so quick. I was expecting to stay here the whole day, you know? Like, oh, you think I was doing alright? You think I was doing good? You know, she's basically trying to get affirmation from Yuuhi, and Yuuhi's just over like, I don't want to admit that your acting is good. Ooh. This is what I hate about you. You've got all this fucking talent and you can't even acknowledge it. And then you're trying to make me say it to you? You son of a bitch. For the second half, it was just Yuuhi and Yasumi doing their regular radio show, but they have a new one where they have to say some quote-unquote lovey-dovey stuff. And I like that they're talking about, like, the obvious yuribait and everything. Meanwhile, this whole series... So, I really enjoy that little bit of self-awareness in it. And also, like, the self-awareness of, like, the fact that there are, you know, idols or, I don't know, well, probably voice actors and all that. If they do something similar to, like, idol work, like, they would sort of end up doing that whole, like, yuribait stuff, because that's, like, a popular thing and whatnot. I don't really care too much for it, TBH. You know, yuribait in anime shows, I'm like, I can tolerate, you know, because they're just shows. Yuribait from, like, IRL people, in real life people, you know, from actual people who are doing those yuribait and, like, it's not actually real, I'm just like, why even, like, I'm just, and, like, obviously I know that they're doing that to garner, like, fans and, like, revenue and all of that, but I'm just like, no, you know, not really my thing, you know. It's although I do find it very interesting that for some reason in, like, even in, like, the VTuber space and, like, the whole yuribait shit, it's, like, rather accepting, you know, it's rather an accepted platform, sort of, but I haven't been in the VTuber stage in, like, a very long time, so I don't know how that has evolved. I do find it that's interesting that, like, yuribaiting in these type of scenarios are, like, fine, quote-unquote fine. So, I mean, I would assume people still have problems with it. I have problems with it. But, like, if it's somebody who just, if it's, like, outside of that media and somebody kind of does something similar to that, or even if they're gonna say, like, oh, I have an announcement to make, you know, it's a very important thing, and then people think that you might be coming out or something, and it's not. And, like, that counts as, like, queer baiting, and it's, like, a bad thing. You know, that one just kind of came into my mind. But, I don't know, I was gonna say, but maybe there's a difference, but, like, I feel like in the end, it's that they both do the same thing. They're trying to garner viewership, and they're trying to garner revenue. And, like, anyways, talking about yuribait, IRL, I don't care. Overall, for this anime, I really enjoyed it overall. I enjoy bickering characters, you know, who just, like, hate each other, but like also don't hate each other, you know, but like maybe they hate each other so much that they might end up of negating that hatred and it just turns into love, you know, as they say, two negatives make a positive. So I really enjoy these type of character dynamics, but man, I did not expect the amount of fucking drama that was happening in this show. But like, it's so good. Like, I don't, like, please do not feed me more of it, but like, I'll gladly take it if you give it to me. Like, overall, this show was really good, and like, we had that moment of like, when Yasumi was going through retake hell, you know, and like, that scene, I hadn't felt that rush of anxiety to me since and I mentioned it, since Yuri is my job, and like Yuri is my job is like is a dramedy, you know, because which, by the way, when Yuri is my job came out and they were advertising themselves as a dramedy, I'm just like, oh, a comedic dramedy, okay, sure, comedic drama, a comedic drama, you know, that might sound very cool. And then I go through the fucking manga and I read it, and I'm just like, where's the humor in this? All I feel is drama and anxiety. And I do feel like this show, in terms of like the beginning and how it went, I don't know if there's I feel like there's a bit of more balance. I do think that it does lean a little bit more towards like the drama, but I still feel that there's a lot of comedic aspect to it. Yuri's My Job kind of balanced itself out eventually. But also, I do see the comedy in it once I, like, read over it again. But I think when I first read through it, I was just like, I don't know where the comedy was. But, okay, so back to the show. I do think that the quality of this show has been rather balanced and, like, stagnant. Which should be fine, because, like, it shouldn't, like, go down. Like, I don't think the quality of an anime should go down with every episode. I definitely think they should be able to stay balanced and keep this quality that they have, and I feel like that this is what this show has. I wonder if this show was already completed before it aired, which would make sense on like the quality of it. I really enjoy the subjects that they've talked about for like the whole voice actor stuff. So I really enjoyed that, and just seeing all like some of the stuff that happens like behind the scenes, you know, kind of like with Oshinoko and how it talks about like the dark side of the idols and stuff. Overall, I really like the character cast for this show. Again, I really like Yuuhi and Yasumi. I like Otome and Mekurun as well for like the backups. And all the other characters, I think they're alright, you know? I think they're alright. I wrote this name, Naruse Shuri, and I just don't know who this person is. I don't remember who this... Why did I write this person's name? I don't know. I do enjoy that because Yuuhi and Yasumi are voice actors, you know, the voice actors of them are playing these two who are voice actors. So we do get to see a bit of a range between Yuuhi and Yasumi, so I really enjoyed that as well. But overall, can't really think of too many other things. It made me feel the most anxious I have felt in a long time. In terms of shows, I mean, not like any IRL stuff. So, I'm glad that they decided to do that. I can't wait to watch this again. Probably in English dub. Just, if there is one. Probably not. Hold on, let me see. No, there's no dub yet. But if it does get a dub, you know, I want to watch it again, I'll probably watch it in that. But it might not. We'll just have to see. Typically, if it's like on High Dive, I feel it would get like a dub. Anyways, this was a good series. Let's not talk about that bath scene. And thank you guys for sticking around, you know. If I have anything else, I'll write in the description down below, or probably somewhere in the sides or something once the new UI kicks in. So, again, thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you guys when I see you.